What would you think if there were some bored students at the back of your class? This was the situation the anthropologist Michael Corbett found himself in when conducting ethnographic research in a coastal community in Nova Scotia in Canada in the early aughts. Corbett was working as a teacher in the local high school. In class, he puzzled over this group of school-resistant young men. In Canada, politicians and policymakers worry about such men and suggest the reason coastal communities are falling behind is because of low levels of educational attainment and young people's disengagement from school. In ethnographic work, however, the researcher is asked to go beyond what might seem like the expert explanation, to learn how people in the area understand and theorize things. Ethnographers work with the understanding that we are all, in different ways, social analysts. We all engage in what is termed reflexivity. Reflexivity is fundamental to ethnographic work. It refers both to Corbett's growing awareness of his relationship to the area, through working in school, through getting to know people. It also refers to the way individuals, including bored students, are able to reflect critically about their situation. In Digby Neck, where Corbett was working, the last Monday in December is known as Dump Day. This is the day when lobster fishermen go out with their boats and attempt to set the 350 traps assigned to each license. On one particular dump day, Corbett decided to join a fishing boat. Here he had to appreciate, through participant observation, the expert knowledge young men had. In this environment, his students were the experts, who knew how to handle fishing gear, read weather systems, who had the ability to communicate with one another through gestures and signs. Those in the boat also opened up to him about their experiences of school. You just felt like a little kid in school. I just sat there and stared out the window. At that time, I was working around the shore and making pretty good money. Corbett also learned that school, like other institutions in the area, made those on the boat feel they were living in a backward place and working in a backward occupation. It was like there was something wrong with fishing and something wrong with you if you wanted to do it. You were a bad person, you know. You didn't want to improve yourself. We weren't even allowed to draw boats or anything to do with the stuff around here in school. In other words, these young men were critical and reflexive in thinking about who they were, their relationship to school, and the ideologies at work in Canada's education system and Canadian society more widely. These insights did not come to Corbett through a survey, a questionnaire, or an analysis of school examination results. Instead, they came through the reflexivity that is at the center of Corbett's ethnographic method, how his own reflections and experiences combined with the critical, conscious reflections of the young men he got to know.